So, Mr. Scales here, talking about death to the world. If you know that idea to orthodoxy, yeah, you freaking know it, dude. You freaking know it, dude. The freaking science and such there, the idea there, the extinguishment, or basically this nothing away of fire, or desire and such there. It's really an interesting idea. It's really like Buddhist too as well. To be honest, dude, it's so Buddhist. The idea that death to the world there, the world, or just its proposed, its proponents, it's basically it's proposed ideal, and if I can like the ones who propose it. To be honest, though, I've heard and I watched a video before. I watched a video before there about about it is absolutely about it is one of the absolute ways itself there to live a life in virility, on virility, to be honest, though, or having a viril life, or just an energetic life, or a vital life, to be honest, though, vital in a context of being being in full motion itself there, being full motion and movement as well there, having optim having optimal mind as well, having optimal mind, and also as well a correct and right mind, but in a sense, living in a not living in the world, but living in full awareness, not just awareness itself, not just awareness itself, or just mindfulness there of the passing thoughts itself there, but in deep alignment or coordination with the self, or i.e., in this our context, the orthodox is basically God. That's pretty much it. Death to the world, anti, or as an antithesis, or Satan. I basically say that, or just basically adverse. I would not say Satan, but basically an adversarial force. Satan as a context of what it means there, or the notes, but adversary, adversary against hunger itself, or craving. If you use a freaking Buddhist term, it's basically craving itself, throwing away vanities as well, or basically mask, or basically the freaking folly of human life, to be honest, though. I don't know, just basically the freaking in humanity itself, and not just humanity itself there, but in a context of a group, in isolation, I mean nations and such, or just basically society forget. Society forget the idea that basically propagates to them, or basically the idea that propagates to them, is that this idea that propagates to them, or basically installed and instilled to them, is just basically their life is for consumption. They are just basically numbers, dude. It's just basically numbers, and just products for production, not production and reproduction too as well. Reproduction too as well. Slavery, or basically job itself, or just slavery itself is just normalized, and people is living on expectation, or basically chasing freaking shadow there, with chasing the freaking basically chasing the freaking apple to the underworld itself, or basically it's tantalus, dude. That's pretty much it. Not a real apple, but you know it. Basically chasing this freaking thing that does not even exist, even though even it's not just that, to be honest, though. But to be honest, it is a mental sense as well. Mental sense, the ceasing and arising of thoughts there. Ceasing and arising of thoughts itself there. We or the mind. I don't know who's actually the fault of this. It's basically the person or the mind. It's basically kind of like they're actually intertwined, to be honest, though. But to be honest, it's not the individual self that's just in the mind, but the individual The individual has participation or engagement too. And natural will make the mind so ridiculously corrupted as well there, and it is corrupted or basically tainted, to be honest there. Basically tainted itself, tainted or just blocked, to be honest, or just blocked it, to be honest, dude. We made it really dirty. We made it really dirty there. An emptying, or basically a self emptying is needed, or really necessary. Even better, necessity, even in daily life. Because information, or basically through the idea that freaking information itself, and how the mind interacts, how the mind interacts for having dialectic with informations, to be honest, dude. That's pretty much it. As a basic, I would say that basically the death to the world. That's fucking death to the world. But I will not say itself there that you beg your feet to God or something, dude. You beg your feet to God or something, even though even though your God or yourself or higher self itself though, or just basically just yourself, is not to be worshipped, to be honest, dude. Not to be worshipped, to be honest, dude. To be honest, there, if we literally want things itself there that God just need to be worshipped, they need to be fucking checked at a mental hospital. To be honest, dude. They need to be checked at a mental hospital there. In a sense, in a sense, they're not only your sovereignty or your individuality is basically being bought, or basically you selling, or basically you selling and also sort of like removing your individuality for the higher self as well. That's just not it too. Not higher self, but basically God is just not it too as well. It's not great as well there. It should be integration, not truly like selling or throwing away stuff. There's some truth to that thing as well, but you know, not I would say that not an ontological erasure, to be not an ontological erasure, to be honest, dude. And especially when people think about God as well, they usually think about the people, and they usually think about God as in a context itself there of probably God the Father or Yahweh though, or something. God the Father or Yahweh or something, dude. Basically like channeling that freaking piece of crap, to be honest. So Yahweh or Jehovah, or freaking Jehovah or something there, freaking like bloodthirsty God. Especially not that. That's basically the yourself yourself. I mean, not yourself, but basically capital Y yourself is enough, to be honest, dude. And this is actually a second topic. I know, just basically discussing, basically this challenge is basically discussing it in freaking like really rapid, or basically rapid, and basically basically kind of in a haste, to be honest, dude. In a haste in a sense, to be honest, there, or the topics there, or really want to discuss it, and now it's basically saying it's like indicator or index, or basically a freaking legend and map to what the heck what the heck is guys are going to say, to be honest, dude. But yeah, just basic second though. To be honest, there I talk about Soitan already, dude. But I really want to talk about that piece of crap. Finally, the Demiurge or Yahweh, dude. I remember, if you know like Water Alchemist there, or this channel there. This is basically Jehovah, Allah, however it's called, Baal even. Jehovah, Allah, or Baal. Or freaking who the hell was those freaking weirdos, dude, to be honest, dude. They need to be butchered, dude. They need to be butchered. That's it. Like freaking gore from freaking Marvel, dude. Satan Satan and that quote unquote God is to be butchered, to be honest, dude. So that's it. Not only about that stuff, to be honest, dude, but yeah, the Water Alchemist said that basically there are some people that basically has protection of Jehovah there, to be honest, dude. And to be honest, this is pretty much it. That's it. It is about like cleansing his influence to us, to be honest, dude. So yeah. Hmm. So yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest, dude. So yeah. So basically, that's pretty much it. Pretty much it, to be honest, dude. About this freaking garbage called Jehovah, to be honest, there, or the Demiurge. Freaking let's say just yelled about, dude. Just say his name, dude. Let's just fucking say his name, his true name. Just fucking yelled about, dude. If you know, what is this there? I don't gotta say there. Oh yeah, basically yeah. Yaldabaoth, or basically Yahweh itself there. He's I didn't talk about him much, to be honest, dude. But I remember itself. I remember itself there when basically communicating with I thought was the father, but it's basically just Yahweh though. Well, no, I thought was the father, but actually like Yahweh. They just make my freaking life worse, to be honest, dude. They make my life worse, to be honest, dude. Jeez. Like, oh my gosh, like fucking having like panic and anxiety attacks there. And not only about that, to be honest, dude, but basically I cannot perform well at freaking school, dude. This is so bad. You cannot perform well to freaking school. I know school is basically like a program, to be honest, dude. But it's just before though. It's jeez, it sucks, dude. It just freaking sucks. It's mortifying as heck there. Mortifying stuff that is kind of like in the freaking like morgue or something, dude. So yeah. And now talking about freaking Yahweh there, or Jehovah there, and it was about his creation, to be honest, dude. Which is basically the fallen world, or this world itself there. The one that is super duper inclined itself, or basically um is super directed itself to order, to be honest, dude. Not order as in a context of good, or basically a flexible order, but the one that is really like it's kind of like almost like tyranny, to be honest. Not even just tyranny itself. This is basically about tyranny, to be honest, dude. Not even just tyranny, to be honest. Not even just tyranny, to be honest, dude. There's a lot of things, to be honest, dude. It's just tyranny. It's basically, um, just tyranny, but it's kind of like almost like slavery itself there, or just slavery, or just basically like a mandate of freaking government there, that, like having curfews and such, to be honest, dude. Yeah, it's good for kids, but basically like it's good for kids, but in a sense, like I would just replace it, but basically just the government that having like freaking rule that's basically just so freaking stupid and stupid and just brain dead, to be honest. That just brain rot freaking rule. That's basically Yahweh. There is just stuff there. It's just tyranny itself there, and not just tyranny itself, not just tyranny itself there, but it's just kind of like humiliating, or kind of like a humiliation ritual, to be honest. Dude. That imagine itself there. You are married with this oneness, or what is called as God, or Yaldabaoth itself there. Basic Yaldabaoth itself there. He will merge his basically oneness itself. And not only will that there, like what happened to the angels itself, if you know the Bible. It's not the Bible, but basically the angels there. The angels the angels itself there is basically main goal is just to worship God. That's basically kind of like narcissistic as heck, to be honest, dude. Narcissistic as heck, to be honest, dude. Especially what this freaking piece of crap done to the planet Earth specifically, or even the spiritual realm, to be honest, dude. Even to the spiritual realm, to be honest, dude. What the heck am I talking about the spiritual realm? Hmm. In a sense, there's a lot of deception in the spiritual realm too, as well, though. So yeah, and that correlates, or basically connect, or has tangent to the mind itself, and the context itself there. Why the heck does mind itself there's full of deception, to be honest? You cannot trust your thoughts, or you cannot trust thoughts itself, which is basically you even cannot you even Even interacting with an entity there, you need to freaking check if that thing itself there were the real deal or not. And and then you need to discern itself if it's the ego or the entity itself. It's just a lot of freaking garbage, to be honest, dude. A lot of garbage, to be honest, dude. So yeah, the the one that freaking created the spiritual realm is also that freaking guy. That freaking guy and Akilon. And also this freaking Yahweh created, or the Yahweh created Satan to his will. And then he didn't just make his freaking craft, to be honest, there to save, like, it's basically to save the righteous as well there, and then they will inherit the new heaven and new earth as well. And not only about that, the freaking sinners itself there, that he said, the sinners itself there, that he said that he loved. The sinners itself, that he said that he loved itself. He love is just basically just fucking thrown to hell forever, to be honest. They're like, what the fucking heck, dude? What the fucking heck there? That God should be butchered. That's basically it there. That God should be butchered, dude. So yeah. Satan and God should be erased. That's it. Good and evil should be erased. But in this context, it's just false good. False good, not truth. The true, there's basically false good or false light, and there's this true light as well. This or basically in reliance, or basically dependence with truth. Dependence with truth. No, basically that's true light. Basically, the true light basically dependent of truth and wisdom, while the false light, it's not there. It's just basically giving you a cope in order for you to survive. To be honest, dude. That, oh my gosh, this thing is a test there. You need to pass this thing, dude. In order to climb to higher vibrations out there, you need to pass this test there. That's not, dude. Or basically, or basically telling life itself all the bad stuff happens is just for a good reason. My gosh, that's freaking false light. It's false light. That's basically Yahweh, to be honest, dude. Yahweh or Jehovah is just a sad entity, to be honest, dude. And to be honest, there he made like an ironically itself there, like hearing itself there is just for your own good, but it's not really there. I remember as well that you just basically you freaking like it and basically like and just, oh my gosh, and there's a freaking like and nights and such there, as I said before about basically freaking the school and such. I said before earlier. Yeah, uttered it before, but oh my gosh, the panic attack and anxiety attack. Literally, I cannot freaking even eat. I cannot even freaking sleep properly. Just what the freaking hell, dude? That sucks there. And now it just basically, and now to be honest, I just kind of living in not really not living in basically just my path stuff. I don't know, but basically the fucking like framework just incorporates is just basically just Buddhism and Hinduism, to be honest there, with some sort of fucking philosophy as well there, like Western Eastern philosophy too. There's basically those big four there, and Taoism as well. Why not? Taoism too, and not why not, but Taoism too. It's just basically just fucking yeah. If you really like want to be healed, there away from fucking Christianity, dude. So yeah. Oh yeah, this was basically just a random stuff, to be honest there. I remember there I know his name is Pax too, but something there that basically the Inquisition is not Inquisition but not Inquisition but not basic Pax, I don't remember, but basically the dudes are saying that Crusades were awesome or something there. Jeez, dude. Freaking heck, dude. The chicken like Crusades were awesome. It's just basically just fucking sad, to be honest, dude. And then for some weird reason, if just basically in the freaking present there, in a really far present, to be honest there, when basically the Islamist like win or something like that, basically basically in the history it will write that, wow, the Islam were all the freaking like Islamic terror, the Islamic terrorization of freaking like Europe is actually awesome, actually, dude. At least we spread freaking Islam and Allah. Allah. Like a murder god too as well. Just yeah, the same too. false father, fake father, false father, fake father. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. The Crusades, the Crusades there and such there is just being just is basically all of them just justified because we have like a freaking exoteric version of freaking Jesus Christ or basic Christianity that said that yeah you need to go to hell there, you will suffer there, and then they have the most biggest tool ever like Jesus freaking Christ, to be honest, dude. uh, Jesus Christ. They have the Jesus Christ, to be honest, dude. They have the Jesus Christ and just guilt everyone itself, though, or just guilt trip everyone itself there that, oh my gosh, you need to serve Jesus Christ because Jesus Christ died for your sins as well. So yeah, and you do not worship and say He's God. He's God. You will be punished there in eternity. Okay, freaking brain rot. And to be honest, about all of that stuff is just justification of evil there. But that's the issue about it. This evil is this is basically being pronounced. That's just being pronounced, and now it's just being proclaimed as just basically good, because because it's good, because of basically its lasting effects itself there, and not the deeds themselves. It's just sad. That's it. It's just not the deeds itself sad basically. So yeah, all the freaking women, the basic crusaders, all the no, all the freaking women stuff there and the children and stuff. They're like, what the freaking hell, dude? Christianity is just pathetic, to be honest, dude. It's just a religion, or all religion, to be honest, dude. All religion, to be honest, dude. So yeah, all religions there is just really freaking sad to as well, dude. Just do you get stuck to philosophy as well, or in a context just Buddhism and Hinduism? At least they're open. I guess not Hinduism, as not Hinduism, but if basically but basically the sages itself, or just basically just spirituality, I would say, and even in Hindu and Buddhism is basically that, but not the freaking like dogmatic ones. So yeah, or basically open-minded spirituality. To be honest, this is pretty much it though. I'll also talk about that. I'll also talk about that stuff, but this is actually another topic. It's just nah, I just forgot. Another topic, to be honest, dude. The freaking like glazing of the demons, dude. I don't know. I'll talk about it, but I will talk about it really short there. Because for some freaking weird reason, like people like glaze, basically, or specifically the church, like glaze the demons, dude. What do they mean? They glaze the demons. It's just basically this freaking like this is basically the church that said that, oh my gosh, the demons is over there really really terrifying and stuff there, that you need God itself to freaking kill them, even though you can kill freaking like the demons by your freaking self in your bare hands, dude. You freaking fight all of that, dude. To be honest, dude. Even Satan as well there. Even freaking Satan too as well there. You can like murder or freaking like freaking hell and such there. Murder or just freaking destroy hell, to be honest, dude. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need evil, to be honest, dude. But basically, you don't need evil or negativity, to be honest, dude. Not negativity, but basically, evil there, to be honest, dude. Freaking glazing of demons to freaking the movies and such, like specifically like Exorcist or something, dude. It's just freaking sad there, but they're really really ridiculously weak. So yeah, it's really really weird itself there, really really weird, like mocking evil itself. Not really mocking evil, but basically like um to be honest, dude. This is really weird, but basically an Orthodox belief there that basically they glaze itself there, like fighting Satan there and the demons there, fighting Satan and the demons there. But actually, in sin like in Buddhism there, or in Hinduism, it's just not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal, to be honest, dude. And in the Bible and Christianity there, that you will be offered a crown, dude. And basically, in your struggles and conflict, who created that God, right? He created that God, right? So yeah, in a sense, there is just basically like fucking unironically, it actually strengthens the ego more. It strengthens the ego more, dude. Thinking how ironic that is, basically fighting against pride there, but basically having a crown or something. Looking ironic, dude. That's pretty much it, to be honest, dude. This scale's kind of out there.